唔好嘅決定啦，嚟到係。
Now, it doesn't matter if you participated in whatever the behavior was, on full on knowing it was wrong or on purpose, or if you just got entrapped in it and you just did it.
有陣時可能係我哋自己唔知犯咗個罪咧，又或者有陣時係知道咗啦，即係專登係做㗎啦。
So in the second part of that verse, which is we call B, it says, "And that in faithfulness you have afflicted me." God did that. He's afflicting people.
咁喺 B 嗰度講，佢就嗰、個即係75B 嗰度講話，佢嘅中心就提醒咗我咯。
But when God afflicts people, it's for their own good. It's for their growth.
咁神提醒我哋係為咗令我哋要生長啦。
It is not the type of affliction that causes debilitating problems. Problems people can't get over.
咁唔係話神話要懲罰我哋，令我哋唔可以解決先前一啲嘅問題。
It doesn't incapacitate you. It doesn't cause you to give up.
唔係想令你放棄嘅。
Okay, so you might be saying, well, I do not like this, Lord, what you are doing to me. But I know this is really just you shaping me, because that which you have planned for my life, I want it to be more like Jesus.
有陣時可能你會話，但係我唔中意咁樣。咁我知道你係想塑造我變成好似你想要嗰個嘅生命，你想令到我係可以更加似神。
So we generally, the Lord loves us and we love the Lord, and so we want to be more like Jesus. We even sing songs about it.
咁神愛我哋，我哋都愛神啦。咁我哋都為咗咁樣嚟到唱歌啦。
And so, in verse 76, it says, "May your unfailing love be my comfort."
喺第76節嗰度講而家。
Now, what we need to notice is that there is a place of comfort in the affliction that God is giving us, based on what we've shown we need, because of the behavior we previously displayed, which came against the laws that He had set up.
咁雖然有陣時神可能會責罵我哋啦，做咗啲唔好嘅嘢，但係神都會俾一啲嘅安慰我哋。
And so it might look something like this. Although sin or wrongdoing has its price, I am thankful for the comfort and comforted by the knowledge of your great love toward me. Please allow that love to buffer the affliction that I am enduring.
咁雖然罪係需要即係我哋要俾翻個罪嘅價佢啦。咁但係我哋多謝你都係可以安撫我哋，令我哋。
Okay, and so in verse 76, the second part, we are, it says, according to your promise to your servant, So he's saying, may your unfailing love be my comfort as you promised to your servant. And that part is, please remember your promises. That's all that is. And that's a key thing. God asks us to remind Him of His promises in prayer all the time. We need to remind Him what He's promised us. Okay? And it's for our good to be able to know how to properly communicate and understand this whole line of thought that's here in this section of Psalm 119.
咁喺第76節嘅後邊嗰部分啦，就係話要提醒神佢嘅應許俾我哋係乜嘢。
So he says, so then the person that is doing this is not satisfied with the comfort of God's unfailing love. He says, let your compassion come to me that I may live, in verse 77.
咁喺而家係講第77節。
And what that looks like is asking God, remember to exercise compassion through the extension of the application of your mercy. We haven't talked about God has mercy available. So this affliction that He's providing for us for our own growth can be tempered by this other attribute of God, which is mercy.
咁神嘅另外一個特性就係憐憫，咁係。
And it's mercy which demonstrates God's love. And so it's like you're saying, I can't take much more of this affliction without some mercy, Lord.
咁神係有憐憫嘅，咁我哋唔可以，即係如果我哋做錯嘢嘅時候，我哋需要神嘅憐憫。
So at this point, the person has been through enough to get to, for your law is my delight.
咁喺第77節後邊嗰部分啦。
And God's saying, well, at least you're at that point. It wasn't much of a delight when you violated the law back there that I had set forth. So I'm glad to know that now my law is your delight.
咁我知道你嘅法律係我嘅喜悅啦。
And that might sound something like, you know I love you, Lord. You know that I have hidden your law in my heart. I just blew it. I just blew it. Forgive me. I just wasn't thinking. I just did it. And you can go ahead.
咁你知我係愛你嘅神，咁你都知道我係將你嘅法律係收埋咗喺我心裏邊嘅，但係我只係搞禍咗啫。
And we all do that, right? We all just blow it sometimes.
我哋有陣時都會犯咗罪。
We just happens. You know, we're not perfect people. Sometimes we instead of leading with our heart and we know what to do and it isn't how we just say forget it. We just have this emotional thing that happens, and that's where we get into problems.
咁我哋知道點做嘅有陣時，但係我哋就係唔跟住做咯，就犯咗罪啦。
And so further, you're telling the Lord, you know, I really do believe, and I really have hidden your law in my heart. You know that, right? So help me to apply your ways in my life, because I know that if I can do this, I know it'll keep me from sinning against you any further.
咁你知道我係將你嘅法律係收埋喺心裏邊嘅，咁就希望你可以幫我係去教我點樣將你嘅法律運用喺我個生命裏邊。因為如果我做到嘅時候，我知道我係唔會再
You know, it'll
犯
keep
罪。
me from violating the principles that you have set forth by creating these laws. There's a reason why you set these laws in place.
咁有原因點解你會係擺咗啲咁嘅法律喺度嘅？
In verse 78, it says, "May the arrogant be put to shame for wrongdoing, for doing wrong against me without any cause."
咁喺第78節嘅上半節嗰度啦。
And what that is generally, we have a lot to say about that when we're praying and when we're talking to God. And it might sound something like this. As for those who are holding money, position, and those kind of things, and who seem to be connected to the right people, who are using me to get ahead in life at my expense.
咁嗰啲可能係第78節上半節嗰度啦。咁有一啲可能係有錢揸住啲錢啊，或者有一啲地位嘅人。咁佢哋可能係佢哋可能會利用自己係去喺佢生命得到一啲嘅嘢咯。
You know, it's the ones that when you are at the end of your lease for your flat and they withhold your deposit for no good reason because you've done everything, you've spent your time there, the place is immaculate, you've cleaned it, it's beautiful, it's better than when you moved in, and they still want to keep your money. That's what that's talking about as an example.
咁有啲人可能會利用自己嚟到得到一啲嘅錢啊等等嘅嘢。
And they say, oh, well, you know, I have to paint the place, I have to do this, I have to do that. That's what they say in America. They come up with all these things, this list of things that they're required to do, and so it's going to take your entire deposit to do that, and that's illegal in the U.S.
咁喺美國嗰度可能有好多人要你整好多嘢，咁但係嗰啲係犯法。
That's just wrong, and society knows it's wrong, and they set up rules about that in most places. That's just one example, and it's like you know, they're making me suffer, knowing that they have the upper hand, and I can't do anything to fight back. They have the position, they have the connections. Go ahead.
咁嗰啲人係令到自己好辛苦啦，咁知道，但係自己又做唔到任何嘢可以係去反抗佢哋。
And what's worse, they have the money to be able to bring the law down on me and force me to be forcefully whatever, evicted from my place or whatever it is, you know. They have it down. They have the money to buy lawyers. I'm just little old me. I don't have any of that.
咁而嗰啲人又有錢啦，可能係會利用錢嚟到，可能請好多嘅律師啊等等嗰啲嚟到，即係講我哋走咁咯。
You know, I depend solely on you, Lord God, because I don't have the things that others do in this world, and these arrogant people think they can just push all of us around, and they do it. And I don't know why you allow it, but you know, there's that hollow feeling like I just need help.
咁我哋唯一有嘅就係神啦，咁就。
And basically, I'm helpless. I is the end of that one. I'm helpless. I'm being taken advantage of, and it happens to millions of people every day around the world.
咁我哋好似被利用咗，同埋我哋覺得好無助。
And so it says in the second part of verse 78, but I will meditate on your precepts.
咁喺第78節嘅後半節嗰部分啦。
Because God, I know that if I meditate on your precepts, at least I'm coming to you and not just complaining about my situation. But I know that you're the answer, and maybe I just need more understanding of what those precepts are.
咁我會係喺78節最後邊嗰一節嗰度講話，我哋係會去睇翻佢嘅話語啦。
I'm looking for your wisdom, not that of the world system. That's what that's indicating when you do that.
我哋要嘅係諗翻神嘅智慧，而唔係個世界想我哋點嘅。
And so we'll skip on over to verse 80.
咁我哋會跳到去第80節。
And it says, may I wholeheartedly follow your decrees.
咁第80節嘅上部分啦。
Which is, it says that I may not be put to shame. So what's happening is these arrogant people are taking advantage of you, of all of us, and they're saying, well, I got the power, I know the people, I've got the money, I'm connected into the system, and you're going to lose. But you don't have to be shamed in the process if you go to God.
咁嗰一啲有錢嘅人可能會利用唔同嘅方法，令到我哋會覺得好辛苦啦。咁但係我哋有嘅就係神。
It's like you're saying, God, I want to fully embrace your ways, Jesus. I know that you have my best interest at heart due to your great love for me.
咁我就係想跟隨神嘅路啦。咁你知道我心裏邊最大興趣就係神嘅，因為你係愛我嘅。
It says, you are my best friend and my God, the only true God, by the way. I realize that, and that your decrees, the decrees that you have made, have power.
咁你係我最好嘅朋友，係我嘅神啦，亦都係唯一嘅真神啦。咁我知道咗你嘅法律係有個能力喺度嘅。
I now understand and know that if I just follow your laws and your decrees, that I will be an overcomer in this world, and your word says I'll be more than an overcomer.
咁如果我係跟住你個法律嚟走嘅時候，我係會變得更好啦。
And I want to learn the secrets to being able to do that. I want that instilled in me. I want to know if this comes up again, how I can respond appropriately, so I don't have to go through all this stuff again like we just did.
咁我想學識佢神嗰扎嘅奧秘啦。咁我唔需要再經歷先前經歷過嗰啲嘢咯。
Only you, Lord, can successfully deal with these types of people and everything surrounding them.
咁只係神先至可以成功咁對抗頭先嗰啲對自己唔好嘅人。
That's the first part. The second part is the one that says that I may not be put to shame.
咁喺第80節後半節嗰度啦。
And that might sound something like, Lord, thank you for causing things to occur that I would not have to experience the shame and reproach of others who would seek to destroy me.
咁多謝神，令到嗰啲要發生嘅事發生咗啦。咁就同埋唔會
And
令到
the
嗰啲人去
vices of the people, the different things they would do to me, reproach, that would produce pain and destroy me.
咁令到嗰啲人唔會係去 destroy 自己，
That would tend to hurt me in my life.
唔會傷害到自己。
Okay. So that's how I understand this section of Psalms.
咁呢個係佢 Pastor Richard 自己睇翻嚟嘅一啲嘅理解啦，關於呢個詩篇119章嗰度。
Now, if many years ago I read Psalms, I've read it quite a few times over the years.
咁佢先前已經睇好多次嘅呢一節嗰度。
Today, that's what it says to me.
咁今日同佢講咗呢啲嘅嘢，
Just that section. And but in previous years, it wouldn't have said all that to me because I wasn't in a place to understand it that way.
咁佢話如果幾年前睇嘅時候，佢係唔會睇到呢扎嘢嘅，因為佢嗰陣唔係屬於嗰個位置。
So why doesn't everybody stand up and we'll have some ministry?
咁個個起身。